Some of the most horrifying creatures we've seen on screen can be found in Stranger Things. Their designs have solidified their place in pop culture, alongside some of the best movie monsters. However, during the early development of the series, we could have gotten something much different. When designing the Demogorgon, the production team wanted it to be a humanoid creature with no face, like a monster you'd see out of an H.R. Geiger illustration. The original design is pretty basic, with a tall, lanky body and the iconic flower pad mouth. However, many of its early designs took a much different direction. This concept showcases a much more beefcake Demogorgon than we're used to, with its giant hulking arms and a huge head. It looks like it's covered in some kind of vegetation or fungus, as if it crawled right out of the earth itself. This other beefcake design leans slightly more into the gray-skinned monster we all know. However, with ridiculously long arms, it also features the same overall face as the other concept. This design is by far the most different. The Demogorgon looks a lot like an aquatic creature you'd see stalking its prey in swampy biomes. It's also the most humanoid of all the other Demogorgon designs. The last two designs lean closer to the Demogorgon we all know, with one of them featuring the flower pad mouth. However, they take an almost dinosaur-like posture with the outwards facing arms and a pseudo tail. This Demogorgon looks to be the most deadly out of all the other versions. It's covered in sharp spikes, and the arms seem to bend and stretch to great distances. This allows this Demogorgon to appear more deadly and inhuman in its appearance. The Mind Flayer is an interdimensional creature that emerges from a raging storm. The Duffer Brothers wanted the Mind Flayer to look otherworldly and Lovecraftian in its appearance. This concept really embraced the Lovecraftian influences. The Mind Flayer looks even more like a primordial entity. It has a striking resemblance to Azathoth from Lovecraftian myth, adding to its terrifying presence. Vecna is made to look disgusting and corpse-like. The designers took influence from Freddy to create his terrifying look. In the early stages of his development, the production team wanted to lean a lot more into the monstrous appearance. This concept leaned more into a spider-like look for the character, with the spider-like eyes and holes present on the skin. These two concepts make Vecna devoid of any visible eyes entirely, as if the never-ending darkness of the Upside Down made the presence of eyes pointless, much like the other creatures that inhabit the Upside Down. While some artists embrace a more monster-like appearance, a majority of the concepts envision Vecna as more human-looking, with rotting flesh and deformities to help the design appear more disgusting. Many of the concepts embrace the zombie-like appearance. His skin is torn off, exposing the bloody teeth and fish-like eyes underneath the rotting skin. This design is by far the most terrifying. His lack of hair, narrow smile, white skin, and dotted eyes all come together to create one of the most nightmarish creature designs I've ever seen. Finally, we've come to the most monstrous design of them all, as Vecna's body is covered in bone-like structures, with bright snake eyes poking out from the bony plates. Almost all these designs lean very much into the fear factor of Vecna's character, making the design we got tame in comparison. All these designs are great. However, the looks we got in the final product are iconic and have cemented themselves in pop culture, but it's still nice to look back at the unused ideas and see the many directions these creature designs could have went.